All right, so as many of you guys have probably been watching me throughout the past almost a year at this point on my YouTube, I've just been documenting every pretty much step along the way. And this video is going to be strictly accountability and pretty much my goals going to 2024. I have a lot I want to get done, and I'm going to be just completely transparent here. So I'm going to go over sort of like my highest revenue months of this year, actual like what happened, what made me really get to this point. And, if you're struggling yourself, why this could be kind of inspirational to you, as this was to me when I was starting. I wanted to look at the best people out there, not that I'm the best at all, but just people who are, seeing success and actually going somewhere. So that's where I'm going to just pretty much explain everything in this video of like a recap of 2023 and then also going to 2024, what I'm looking to do. All right, let's get into 2024 goals and planning. Now, I'm going to be pretty brutally honest and open here with myself, as you guys, if you've watched me before, I've opened up a bit, but like this is going to be much more in depth of actually, who I am, where I started from and everything like that. So first, let's recap 2023, as it was a very pivotal year, I would say, in my life. Start of 2023, context before this, all I did was pretty much play video games all day. I did nothing. So it was pretty pointless. I wasn't really getting good grades in school. I didn't really care, but I decided to put a lot of my focus towards my business, which on the left here, this was my first video I posted. I have no clue what I was doing there in that picture, but that was I would say the start of me really kind of just being, okay, I'm going to put my head actually down and really focus. I was 188 pounds at the time at 16, which is not healthy, as you probably know. I was in school full time, so that's changed a bit now. I had a lot of lack of clarity on like how to get clients and how to actually advance in the business. I was in the phase of like being stuck and not really knowing where to go. And I was like, I never had the thought of giving up. And I think that's part of the reason I'm here today still, is it's never crossed my mind. It's never been a part of me. So the mid to end of 2023 was really during the summer. I put all my drive and energy in hitting 10K a month. That was like my whole goal, even back, in the school year when in like February, March, I had this vision of I'm going to hit this in summer. And that's what happened. So then going to the gym 6 days a week, down to 170 pounds from obviously 188, which is pretty solid. Definitely going to go lower than that though. Investing in coaching and mentorships was also a huge part. This is really kind of what allowed me to learn a lot and also fail a lot, because I took advice from a bunch of people and then some of it stuck, some of it failed, but yeah. And then here is the photo you could see of 188 pounds to 170 pounds. This was a very, very clear difference. This is pretty much where I was filming all my videos in my room. But it was a very, very clear difference on like the two. Pretty bad, to be honest. Best revenue month, so it was September, which was actually 17K, 3K via PayPal, but obviously the majority here on Stripe. And I put this out here to really just look back on this. This is not, to be honest, like you're going to get to a point, if you are actually dedicated in this game, this is the other thing I want people to know too. This is not profit. Okay. Like I could have easily made this, I could have made myself have 70 to 80% margins. It's just the fact that I reinvest all of it back in to pretty much just get so much more, and to acquire more skills and acquire more pretty much connections to people. That's what a lot of this money goes to. But this is the thing too. It's like you're going to see a lot of people online flex an amount, but it's really not that amount. Okay. That's the thing. That's a business, revenue. That doesn't mean anything, right? But this was the best revenue month. Definitely I wouldn't say definitely not pleased with this. Want to go a lot higher than that. So 2023 was a great year of my life for transitioning. But here's kind of the plan going to 2024. So I'm going to divide these goals up into 3 different sections, which are going to be business, fitness, and mental. And these goals are going to really just be what I look back on. So I want to look back at this moment and say, these were my goals. I've surpassed them all. This was nothing, right? So I'm going to go into it. So I'm going to start off with business, which is I want to be making $30,000 a month profit within my agency. Probably have a couple other things on the side as well, but it's going to be mainly the agency that I'm going to focus on. 10,000 YouTube subs. That's a goal I have on here. Probably posting more throughout the year, giving knowledge as I go along the way to really what's working for me, what I would recommend, and also coaching and inspiring entrepreneurs that might have self-doubt, whatever it is. I want to just really, I know there's light at the end of the tunnel. I haven't obviously seen all of it yet because I'm pretty new, but I know it's worth it. And I know others really just need to see that it's worth it for it to actually be worth their time. And then next we got fitness. So it's going to be going to the gym 5 to 6 days a week, like I've kind of already have been, getting down to 160 pounds. Eat cleaner food, less BS ingredients I put here because I live in the US and pretty much every store, if it's at all affordable, it's going to be garbage for you because there's a bunch of ingredients that you don't know of and it's probably just really bad for you. So it's kind of eating cleaner and then also probably eventually spending a lot more money on food. And then I put down here bench 225. Some context on this is, honestly, I think I would be able to bench that now or at least close to it. But in my first video I filmed on this channel is my backstory. I had 2 broken wrists and I think I hid my hands like under the camera with 2 just huge casts, and they still are kind of messed up a bit. So if I can do that, that's great. But honestly, I don't know if that's achievable with how my wrists are structured. And then mental, which is I want to move out and do a solid 3-month monk mode. So I already have this planned out. I'm going to be moving out of my house here. I live with my parents right now. But I'm going to be moving out around the end of February, and I want that to be about 3 months, so probably towards the end of May to around June, and really just want to focus in. I'm going to be pretty much just in the house by myself, literally just focusing, and I'll be able to probably post a lot here more on YouTube. You guys will have insight to actually what I'm doing, and just really documenting it along the way, and getting 9 to 10 hours of sleep each weekday night. So weekends sometimes not, but obviously, I think sleep is super, super important if you're trying to have a lot of focus during the day. And this is just something I've noticed myself with wanting to have more and more focus, doing a bunch of research, reading, really just seeing what works. And then lastly, getting down to 2 hours per day on phone screen time. Being completely honest with you guys, I'm going to look this up right now. What is my screen time? So right now, it's not bad. It's about 4 hours a day. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, 4 hours a day. But definitely not what it should be. There's no point of me being on my phone for 4 hours, and that's a lot of the day, right? I know some people have 8, 9, but that's the other thing. It doesn't take some monk mode only person to get 10K a month. I mean, you could be pretty lazy and get it, which is why I want to go so much further, because I know I have it in me. And this is just the start, right? So this is also the thing I want to say too, is like, this is the beginning of my journey, right? I've been in it for about over a year, right? This is literally just going to be where I start, and I know where I'm going to end. It's going to be very, very good. And I want to have this insight of like, you guys see into what I'm doing. Because I don't know if you have felt this as well, but whoever's watching, you probably have seen Iman, you watched his videos. It's pretty inspiring, but it seems like what he's gone to now is he's just this big guru on the internet. And he doesn't post anything really about his life. He doesn't show actually what he's doing. And I think he's lost some sort of loyal fans to that. And I just realized this stuff because honestly, I started to like gravitate away from it. And really just being completely transparent. That's why I'm doing this, is because there's nothing for me to really hide, right? Like, this is really, I want to make sure this is just the start, and I'm going to go so much further. People can see into it too. So it's actually true what I'm saying. Here are some extra things I just put down. So these are kind of some extra goals, I guess, bucket list items to do. So I want to do a 2-day fast where it's just pretty much only water, right? I think that would be really cool. I might do that actually in my monk mode period. And then go somewhere for 2 to 3 months. I'm looking at either Bali or somewhere else. Want to go with a couple other guys who are also crushing it in the space. So kind of just trying to find those people, but Bali or probably somewhere around there would be pretty good. Go to one mastermind event. I was actually thinking I could even host one, but I don't know where essentially I'm going to be at in my business life cycle by then. So I want to go to one, attend one, learn a bunch, and I think that'd be super, super cool. And then lastly, get LASIK, because these things, honestly, I mean, I have contacts, but I hate wearing them. I don't know. I just don't like glasses, so I want to get rid of those. But yeah, this is really, really kind of my whole thing. Now, I hope it inspires you, and it inspires me, like just me putting this down. It makes me want to achieve this, and I know I will. It's just a matter of time for me to actually execute, because I know it's me at the end of the day that's holding it back. So hope this helped. If you're kind of looking, I would say do something like this as well. Write down your goals. And yeah, I'm going to look back on this moment and hopefully laugh about how, I don't know if I'd say stupid I was, but how much of a beginner I was, because I want to just go super, super far, speak on stages. I want to do so much. So yeah, hopefully this helps, and yeah, I'll catch you the next year.